Bombshell of a discovery by Russian space enthusiasts, a solar storm headed towards Earth, and a big announcement by NASA. Those are the topics today in our weekly look up into the skies with Andrew Fasakis. He's an astronomy expert and contributor to the National Geographic. Andrew, how are you today?
Good, Jennifer. Thanks for having me.
No worries. Tell us about the lost Soviet Mars 3 lander.
Yeah, this is really, really cool stuff. I mean, here, what we're talking about here is a Mars lander that basically was launched 42 years ago, and it was supposed to land on the red planet on December 3, 1971, and it supposedly did land. The Russians did manage to land it and became the first lander to survive impact on Mars. And then after 20 seconds of sending signals, it just fell silent completely, and nobody knows what happened to it. Just sort of disappeared off our radars. And then just this past week, NASA announced that using one of the orbiters around Mars, they managed to snap a picture of the final resting place of Mars 3 lander that the old Soviet Empire put up on Mars. It's amazing, and you can see the parachutes, you can see the heat shield, and quite possibly even the lander itself. So it's quite an achievement.
Wow. Now, some are calling what's happening this week the biggest solar flare of the year. What can you tell us about it?
Right. Well, about on early Thursday morning, the sun actually threw off a huge solar flare, and now we know that it was the largest one that we've seen this year so far. It's pretty much the second strongest that you can get on the astronomers have a Richter scale, how they measure solar storms, and this one is sort of the second strongest on their Richter scale. So, and what was interesting is that it was the charged particle cloud that flung off of the sun, and you can see it on these beautiful images that we have, was directed squarely at Earth. And so we knew that it was coming towards Earth, and sure enough, this weekend it struck Earth. It didn't cause too much damage in terms of technology or anything like that. It was mostly just disruption of radio signals around the polar regions, but it has produced some beautiful auroras. So northern lights are being seen across the polar regions of the Earth, and skywatchers basically should be on the lookout even on Sunday night, late night, to see if there's any more remaining solar activity in the form of beautiful auroras.
Very cool. Finally, tell us about NASA's asteroid capture mission astronomy. What was it? Asteroid capture mission?
Yeah, it's almost like science fiction that what we're talking about. It's really cool. Basically, the Obama administration in their budget for 2014 is now seeking $17.7 billion U.S. dollars to basically capture an asteroid and bring it into the orbit around the moon. And it's a real audacious plan, and they just want to basically, with a robotic spacecraft, basically attach it to an asteroid that's about 30 feet wide, that's sitting about 8 to 10 million kilometers away from Earth, and then just basically tug it towards the moon and put it into a lunar orbit. And then in 2021 to 2025, we would actually have astronauts go and visit this asteroid that would be orbiting the moon. It's really an amazing plan.
Wow, that's incredible. Andrew Fasakis, our astronomy expert, thanks so much for this. Always fun.
My pleasure.